Yes, guys, welcome back to SFeatleyTV, and we're here for the Arsenal gossip column. It's your weekly Arsenal gossip column news, all news about Arsenal and just all debates as well. Got Static here with me, my friend. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I'm not too bad. Like I'm good. I'm having I'm obviously saddened about obviously what's happened with Chig.
Can I just say,
Yeah, go on.
rest in peace, Chig. He was a great guy, a great man. He will be sorely missed in the Arsenal community.
Yeah, man.
Just he was a really good guy. Just
Yeah, and obviously I send best wishes to Chig, his family, and Lee as well. Obviously, he's Lee was obviously very close to him, as you can probably tell. But yeah,
can I just say, I just also want to send my condolences to Lee Gunner and to Chig's family and all of his friends. So
obviously,
still speechless, man.
Yeah, they're speechless. But but as you say, like time goes on, and it goes on, and we're talking about Arsenal again, and I'm sure he'll be doing what we're doing, which is just moaning about Arteta all the time.
It's only because we demand better.
Only because we demand better, yeah. And I mean, people keep going on about like how we're so negative or anything like that. Well, if you want to live in your like fake positive bubble, go on then, jog on, but don't do it here.
I definitely don't want to be fake positive.
No, like it's like lying to yourself about your life, right? Like you're saying everything's rosy in my garden. No, I've got a transplant coming up. Yeah, okay. It's really positive, isn't it? It's just, you know what I mean? But it's yeah. I'm not. But the main debate I'm here for this week is obviously we've played our last 4 games. We were unbeaten, 1-3, drawn 1. I think the performances have been less than convincing, apart from maybe Spurs.
Yeah.
And the main thing I want to say is, have we turned the corner from this? We'll move on to the Wenger thing later on, but the main topic obviously is, have we turned the corner? That's what I would like to know. And what do you think, Static? I think I probably know what the answers are coming out of this. But
if you can hear my laugh, big love to everyone in the live chat. If anyone can hear me laughing right now, as well as Stephen, have we turned a corner?
No. I wonder. Big up, King Tony. I hope you're well, my friend. Great to see you back in the chat, my friend.
Short answer, no, we haven't.
No, sure. If we also get time at the end, we might open up the links as well. We also got the Arsenal women's watch along tonight. I'm hoping it's on YouTube. They're saying it's going to be live on YouTube, so it should be on. We got Luca in as well.
Big up. Just come off my channel as well, so I'm here on yours now.
Hey, Luca.
So,
yeah, definitely. So yeah, obviously we're talking about have Arsenal turned the corner, and looking at the results, we've 1-3, drawn 1. Like, I don't think the performances have been stellar, apart from Spurs. That was like out
far
of this world.
from it.
But yeah, what do you say, Luca? Do you feel that Arsenal have turned the corner, or is this just people getting gassed as usual?
No, I don't think Arsenal haven't turned around the corner, to be honest, because this is the problem, and I said it on my channel as well. And I don't think we haven't turned around the corner. I just feel, in my opinion, right, that win against Tottenham, right, yeah, it's good to beat Spurs. Don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, right, it's one game. It's paper over the cracks. Our fan base get overhyped up. Yeah. Remember the game against AFC Wimbledon in the League One team, yeah? People got overhyped up over that, yeah? You've no need to get overhyped up. I said on my channel earlier, right, we've just come off it about 10 minutes ago, and I said, look at Manchester City. They had a bit of a poor season at the first game of the season. First game of the season, they lost to Tottenham, yeah? Man City always had a bit of a bad start, and they seem to turn around. If you want to have a good season, go on and show Arsenal. Show it. Yeah, we don't have a style to play. Yeah, go on a bit of a good run. Win at least minimum 10, 12 games, right?
That's
right?
what I said too.
You did exactly on my channel. I said, you look at Manchester City City league, right? And to be honest, they won like 10 or 15 games in a row. So,
to be honest, I'm not worried about Man City. I'm not worried about Man City.
No, he's comparing like.
I know, but like,
what I'm trying to say is right is that people can't be overhyped. Yeah, it's good to beat Spurs. It's good to beat a rival. You could say that with football league clubs. You say that with Blackpool v Fleetwood, MK versus Wimbledon. You say it with clubs like that. But at the end of the day, right, you can't just like say get overhyped up because we picked up 7 points out of what is it like 10 points out of 21 or something like that. That's not good enough. And I don't think we haven't turned around the corner. And that game on the weekend against Brighton, yeah, you'll take a draw. It's one of those games. You will take.
I mean, Luke, the thing about it is that, and I'll ask Josh the same question in a minute. The thing is that we don't like. It's been 20. The thing is, everyone seems to forget the last 20 months down the line. It's been 20 months about with this manager. We have no. Still, we don't know what the best lineup is. Might have an idea what it is. Might have the best back line, but we don't know what we might not know what the best back line is. But we don't know what the rest of the team was going to look like every week. We don't know what style of play. He then picks up different formations when he feels like it. He doesn't know he's even substitutes or how his plan B is. So he does. There seems to be no sort of working out of what he wants and what he wants to do. 1 minute we're playing long balls. 1 minute we're playing in mid. I was going to ask Josh the same question, but there you go. But we're playing in for the middle where it does it, and in 1 minute we're sitting back and trying to hold on to a draw, and it's just like we have no idea of what we want to do in a game, how we want to play the game, and what our game. Basically, we have no game plan. We have no game plan whatsoever. So we have no formation, no best formation, no best lineup, no tactics. Like, and that's the thing. Every time you come up with against someone like Graham Potter, you come up with someone like Rafa Benitez with Everton. You'll come up with these managers, and all of a sudden you can't seem to play, or we end up losing or just about drawing these games because he can't do to someone who is tactically smart. And Potter and Benitez and all these other managers are tactically smart, which means everyone sits there. And when we take a point against Everton or we take a point against Brighton, you're sitting there saying, "Oh, it's a good point." No. I sat there and said, no, it's not a good point for me.
It's a bad point.
If you're saying it's a good point, so you're sitting there and accepting what and even Arteta out fans were saying it. I'm saying it. So you accept what Arteta's produced there. You accept that result from Arteta. They go no. So how can you say it's a good point then? How can you say it's like a decent point? You make no sense. If you want the manager up because you want to be beating these teams, you can't accept a point at this game, right? Even to the point we're using excuses like the wind and the rain. Well, it's the Premier League, mate. It's the autumn, winter in England in the Premier League. It's going to piss down with rain. It's going to absolutely drench it down, and it's going to be windy at a late night. So I'm sorry, you can sit there as much as you want and sit there and say the wind, the rain, the grass or whatever. It's not going to work. Simple as that.
The lights.
But there you go. Josh, how are you, mate?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Not too bad. I want to ask you the same question, mate. After obviously after our last 4 games, 1-3, draw 1, not great performances apart from maybe Spurs. Have we turned the corner?
No, not yet. For me,
not yet.
Not yet. No, for me, I want to see more progression because 3 games and 1 draw isn't really anything. 3 games and 1 draw is not going to get top 4, is it really? Or anything close to that. So progression is, let's say, going on a 10-game beating run. Progression is not conceding. Progression is actually attacking. This come man, like we reduced to Brighton. Like Brighton legit panned us. We were lucky not to lose. So
Yeah.
this is just, I don't know, man. And we're gonna go into that Palace game literally on edge. I mean, if we lose, then everyone's gonna go, oh, I set her out. If we win, everyone's gonna have a big bone and bloody gassed again. So I don't know. It's just, I don't know.
To be honest, you sit there and say about progression. Over the last 18 months with Arteta, does it actually look like
The
we've
pie
progressed
stream
at
is
all?
out.
Well, defense looks a bit solid, but
Mhm.
it's not enough. Midfield is still it's still very poor. I mean, if Partey's injured, then we're gonna have to rely on Xhaka, who is bang
Oh, don't.
average.
Is that the case? Is that Partey's injured?
No, he's not injured. No,
I thought you said he was injured.
he's not. No, he's not. I said if Partey was injured, we have a bang average midfield. I mean, we have to rely on Xhaka and Elneny. That's just not good enough.
Yeah.
Our attack is, I don't know. Our attack is, well,
Dead.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
We don't create chances, mate. That's the thing.
I know that's the thing. That's the thing. We have so many good players. Well, we have a few good players in our attack. Saka, Smith Rowe, but we have chances, but then we don't finish them. Aubameyang is supposed to be a world-class striker, but he misses how many sitters? Like,
yeah,
honestly,
absolutely.
man. Honestly, embarrassing.
Absolutely. I just got to bring this message up from King Tony, obviously, because it's about Chig as well. Rest in peace, Chig, big man with a big heart. Sad loss. We'll really feel for Lee. Another one of his besties gone. 2 legends up in paradise. It's true. That saying only the good die young. Big up King Tony for that, and we echo that big time. Arsenal should spend wisely and get likes of Sarr from Watford and St Maximan from Newcastle. Maybe Sarr. Maybe I'm not too sure about St Maximan. Maybe.
So yes, Saint Maximin. No.
No, I wouldn't say St Maximan. We were just talking obviously earlier about Calvert-Lewin and Ollie Watkins, but I'm not really focused on that. For me, it's just like your usual paper talk. Like, it's very, very normal for Arsenal to come out and say, "Well, we're looking into like a striker for 28 million," but you don't go out in January and pay for it, do you? Like, naturally address the issue. I will ask this though: if at the 2 you had to keep one, though Lacazette's contract is up at the end of the season, would you keep either Aubameyang or Lacazette? And I'll start with Static.
Well, it's pretty obvious Aubameyang right now because Lacazette has less than a year left on his contract, and I just can't see.
Take away the contract. Take away the fact. If you're looking at both players of how we're playing,
I'm thinking
who would you pick?
Aubameyang, and this is not an easy decision as well.
Okay, Luca, what would you do?
To be honest, right, I would keep Lacazette. I'd keep Lacazette, but the reason why, I understand where Static's coming from because he's got 1 year left on his contract.
No, this is beside the contract. This is just if you're looking at the 2 players.
Oh, okay. So without the contract situations and all that stuff, I'd keep Lacazette because we need. Yes, okay. He's not been on good form, neither has Ubba, but I would personally keep Lacazette because we need that hold-up play. And you saw on Saturday against Brighton, right? Or a little bit of hold-up play, and that's why his ratings were like maximum at least 6. So for me, I'd keep Lacazette because I think Aubameyang looks washed, right? And he could score great goals. He could score in 1 or 2 games and that. But this season, he hasn't scored in like 2 games in a row. And the trouble is with Aubameyang, I think he's lost his pace a little bit. And I think we should get rid of him. And we need a striker. We need someone who's going to actually be a target man. We need someone in the air.
Yeah. Josh, what would you do?
Well, I would keep Lacazette, but at the same time, I want to get rid of both of them because they're both washed. But if I choose one, I'll keep Lacazette. Aubameyang is just, well, he has goals in him, but I mean,
No, I disagree, King Tony.
what do you mean?
Oh, that's sorry. Go on. Carry on.
Yeah,
Sorry, keep going, Josh.
Yeah, Aubameyang has goals. Well, a few goals, but let's say 2, 3 goals. But again, the simple with chances. Smith Rowe puts in the plate for him. Staka puts in the plate. He misses 2 yarders. Like, come on, he's supposed to be a World Cup striker, and
Yeah.
literally, it's just embarrassing. But again, like I said, I mean, he's not really getting game time for him. He's not really doing anything. But I keep Lacazette because he's got a bit of everything. He can hold up the ball, link up the play. He's got a bit
More
of
to his
pace in
game.
him. Alba, literally, he's just a pace merchant. To be honest, he just like Vard's pace is just shit. Literally, he's just dead. Like,
Yeah, I hear that. Aubameyang, I would say he's not getting any younger, and you guys need a long-term replacement to move forward with. It's a very good point. Very, very.
Can I
good
just
point.
say to avoid any confusion, I want to get rid of Aubameyang and keep Lacazette mainly because Aubameyang, he's not a team player. He doesn't track back, and he's just so lazy as a player.
Yeah.
Well, tell me about it.
It's like when he's playing, we're literally like playing with 10 men.
How is your captain? Seriously, is that it? Oh.
Don't. I'm not even getting to the con. There you go. Who would you take as a captain?
Bruv.
Captain. Did you say captain?
I'd say Tierney. Yeah, Tierney's a captain.
Yeah, Tierney.
Yeah, Tierney's young. That's thing.
But you leave, for example.
Yeah, Tierney, man. He's a proper leader, man. Aubameyang's.
To be fair, the way Ramsdale commands that defense, I wouldn't mind him as a sub, as a vice.
Tierney captain, Ramsdale vice captain. I like the sound of that.
With Ramsdale, I think it's a bit too early to say him as a captain, but he's looking that way to actually be a very good captain.
Well, if you look at that game with Brighton, look how he was screaming at his defence all the time.
He was.
That's what I want.
It's only a few games in, so I'd personally give it a few more games to go. If he carries on with his very, very good commanding, then yeah, I don't see why not. He does deserve the captaincy. But at this moment in time, I'm going to stick it with Kieran Tierney. We said
vice captain. We didn't say captain. We said vice captain.
So vice.
Vice.
Yeah. How about Partey? How about Partey?
Partey.
Tierney's my captain. Ramsdale's my vice captain.
Yeah. There's lots of options out there, but mathematically, my number one I'd give it at this moment in time is Tierney.
That would be a good attacker for Arsenal. This is why Arsenal were linked to him. I mean, the thing is, though, he's again young. What I want to see is that, and we're moaning about the strikers at the minute, I want to see someone with experience. We've got so many young talent in our squad. We need someone with that bit of experience because what happens is if we're 1-0 down, again, we have no leaders to go and look, we can still turn this round. We still got, and this is where, like, it's great having young talent. Don't get me wrong, but you always need that balance of having young talent, but also experienced players on the pitch to then pick you up when things are going against you. And you'll get that with Arsenal at the minute. You're going to get that a lot. So that's why I would try and find someone who's a little bit more like experienced than Isak. Isak's a great player. Not going to deny that. But I'll just find someone that's a bit more like experienced. So it's like I said, it's that. And I mean, these people, like, honestly, when I've seen the Spurs game after the Spurs game, I knew that was coming. I knew what was coming. A lot of people sitting there, and some of them are actually like they're YouTubers as well, and they're sitting there like, oh, I turned Arteta out too soon. Well, what you've done is, and I say it again, what you've done is you've jumped on the bandwagon of Arteta out because after the first 3 games, everyone was going Arteta out. So you thought, I might not look like an idiot and I'll change my mind, right? And then as soon as we won against Spurs, right, you saw everyone get gassed about being Arteta in. I thought, oh, do you know what I'll do? I'll jump back on the bandwagon again, right? Because in case I lose views or something, I don't know, right? But I'll join whatever everyone else is doing. I want to actually have my own opinion, right? if you're Arteta out and you're going to change to Arteta out, right, stick with it. Like, unless you get proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that you're wrong. After 3 games, that is not being proved you're wrong. End of story. Right? It was 2 crap performances. I mean, we struggled to score against Norwich. We couldn't score in open play against Burnley. We just about Spurs didn't really put up a fight as much as we played well. Like, and Brighton, well, I said it straight away. As soon as we were playing Brighton, I said, this is the tougher test. We are not going to probably we'll probably end up with a draw or something like that, because like Arteta's settings will be back all over again. And it's exactly what happened. Anyone that fights us, anyone that has a style of play or actually a tactical nous will kill Arsenal and Arteta. They would absolutely destroy them. Right? Apparently, according to some YouTubers, after the Spurs game, Arsenal going to finish 4th and win the league. This is the point. This is how delusional they are. Yeah, you won't get that here, mate. You aren't going to get me flip-flopping in 3 games saying we're going to go win the goddamn league because we beat Spurs.
The top 4, yay!
Hang on. What is it? Was it? I think it's actually. What did Lee say about Barcelona's team? Who's their local rivals? Right? I think they're really worried. Yeah, Espanyol. I really think they're worried about them, aren't they? Yeah, of course they are. And like Real Madrid's rivals, local rivals, they're really worried
Chelsea,
about them.
not Tottenham.
Yeah, honestly, like after 1 game against Tottenham, which we usually win because it's at the Emirates, right? They never win at the Emirates. You're all saying that we're going to get top 4 and win the league, right? That makes sense.
Yeah, we're not. We're not.
No, we're not. We're not in any way, shape, or form. You're not going to get that here, right? If you do get someone that comes on here and says that, they're probably going to get laughed out of the building. To be honest, Jason, Bees weren't even taking him. You can.
Can I just say to everyone in the live chat, smash the likes and subscribe.
Yes.
Definitely.
But yeah, by the way, do smash the like button and subscribe as well. And like, I'm. You start to run out of things to explain with Arteta. Is that like you see it going on the pitch, and you see it 1 game with Spurs where it looks like the team are playing for him, they're fighting, they actually want to like put a performance in, and then the next minute it looks like they've completely switched off again, and they've completely like they don't want to play for him again. And then what will happen is 2 months down the line, we're 16th or somewhere, or 15th, 14th, whatever it is, right? We've lost every single game or drawn every single game, and they're going, well, at least we beat Spurs. But well, we beat Spurs, but then we drew against Brighton, so they end up back above us. So what was the point? Right? And again, even then, beating Spurs and finishing above them is not what I want. I want to finish in Europe, then in top 4, then go on and try and challenge for the league. Right? That's progression, not this rubbish. If you count this as progression, mate, their standards must be on the floor. Go on, Luca.
To be honest, right, you make a very, very good point. And it's not about finishing ahead of Tottenham. Yes, okay, you make a very good point. We want to win trophies, okay? People might not have experienced the Premier League title. I've not experienced the Premier League title yet, right? I'm too young to remember that. And at the end of the day, right?
Hang on, Luca, how old are you?
Same age as you, 27.
You ain't, because I remember it. No one, I saw it in 2004 and 2002.
Well, I didn't like football back then, but obviously I know what year, and obviously know the whole history and that. But technically, as I was saying, right, it's not about finishing ahead of Tottenham. Yeah, Tottenham finished ahead of us 5 consecutive seasons. It could be 6 this season, right? What we want as Arsenal Football Club is process. We want to be ambitious, yeah? We want to get Champions League football. That is the minimum, even minimum Europa League. And I remember Stephen was saying, right, when we were linked with players like Tammy Abraham and that, he's saying we need players like to get us back into Europe. The players what we got now, yes, we've brought Aaron Ramsdale in. He's been very decent at the moment. Still early to say, but he's good, and he's proven me wrong. Tommy Asu as well looks very decent. All players are going to have poor games against teams where you expect to win or you don't expect to win, yeah? But there's been a couple of decent signs in the summer. Ben White, still have my doubts about him now, but when we first signed him, I was like, okay, 50 million, not worth 50 million, but let's see what he can bring. Look decent. Played well in the last 1 or 2 games, but that's not enough. I want to see consistency from him. And the thing is, I just feel with our fan base, people need to stop getting paper over the cracks. People need to stop being overhyped up just for over one game. Yes, it's great to beat Tottenham at the Emirates. It's lovely to beat Spurs, whether you're playing home or away or anywhere, right? I don't care where it is, but we want to win trophies. We want to get into the top 4. We want to get Champions League football. We want this football club. We want to play on a Tuesday, Wednesday night Champions League football. We can accept Europa League this season, then go again next year. It's no good to qualify for the Conference League, then we're not even European football. This is the problem.
We've got Ross in here now. How are you, mate?
Big up.
How are you, mate?
Yeah, sorry I was late.
Hey, Rob.
Yeah, no worries. Give us your thoughts. I mean, in your opinion, have Arsenal really turned the corner after your last 4 games? We've been unbeaten. We've won 3, drawn 1. The performances, maybe apart from the Spurs game, have not been like great, I would say. But
in response to what I just heard, absolutely, those comments, you can't fault them. But we've got to remember where we are. We've just ended 2 seasons mid-table. We have won a trophy during that time, which is a Billy bonus. But we want to be top 4. Of course we do. We want to be in the Champions League. But it's not going to happen overnight. We are where we are for a reason. And do you know what? Last week I was watching the European football and I was enjoying it. And I was thinking, do you know what? I'm not really missing being in it. I think it's quite nice to have a year out. I think just to see where we are, just to refresh ourselves, so we can get somewhere this season. Hopefully, get back in Europe if it's even the Europa Cup, and then we are building. And I do believe we are at that stage where we can get quite excited with where we are to think not even maybe next season, the season after, where we can really challenge, because that's where we are. We are building for the future. We're not building. We're not building for the last season. We're not building for the season before. We are looking towards the future, and I do believe we are. That's where we are, and I'm quite excited by that. I don't think we're going backwards. We're definitely going forwards.
I mean, I hear your point on that, and I've always said this season it's about getting into Europa League for me. Right?
Definitely. Definitely. No,
if you look at Man United, you look at Man City, you look at Liverpool, and you look at Chelsea, they are on another level. You see the Man City Liverpool game; they're on another level. So
it's fantastic.
For me, it's the target. It has to be getting into Europe, and then you can then try and attract more better players from there.
Absolutely. Without a European football this season, we need to get into a European place. Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and I think that's.
And I think we will.
Yeah, but also for the same reason is when we're struggling to score against Norwich, when we're struggling to score an open play against Burnley, and then we struggled to get even a point against Brighton. I think Brighton should have really won that game, to be honest. It's you can see why fans are really sort of.
Do you know what?
They're not really positive about it because they expect better by now after so long.
I felt quite elated after that Brighton game. I actually tweeted about it, saying I was over the moon. And in hindsight, you think, wow, really over the moon because you drew to Brighton. But I think it's the way I felt at the time. We were so under the cosh. Brighton are a decent team.
Oh, we lost him. We lost the sound, mate.
My phone.
Yeah. Sorry.
Not many people are going to go Brighton and win. They're a decent team, and they put us under the cosh. And I think where we went wrong in that game is we just couldn't kick the ball for some reason. We kept losing the ball in midfield.
That was shocking for me.
It was.
The fact we had Partey, we had Partey Lokonga in there, and we couldn't hold the ball when they had no Basuma there.
Yeah, it
That
was
what's worrying.
frustrating. But defensively, I thought we were sound.
Yeah,
And I finished. We managed. We finished the game and we didn't lose. And we actually had a really good chance in the second half where that ball was put through, and he had was it who was it who put it through?
The problem is though, the problem is though is that, and I say this, and this is probably why a lot of fans are not happy and they're worried, is that it's great we see those chances created, but we don't see enough of them. We don't see enough of that creativity,
but I think
and that's why we are struggling.
I really do,
especially when we play against teams like Brighton.
I do think it will come. It's a team still bedding in. We're still, you know, Arsene Wenger famously said, you can't have more than, I think, 5 players, new players in the team, because it affects the squad too much. And we've had 5 players, haven't we? So the team is bedding in still. We've got to give them time, and they're showing, for me, real promise. And I think the defence against Brighton, the way they held up, as they did well against Burnley, as away to Burnley as well, they held up really well. The goalkeeper's fantastic, I think. The way he's arranging the defence, he's very focal. So I'm seeing good things. And I don't know, have we discussed the Spurs game?
No, I mean, we just discussed it really in general. I mean, obviously, go on, give your thoughts about the Spurs game. What did you think?
Did
you think? I'll ask this as a question. Do you think it was more how good we were? I'm not denying we were good. We were very good.
Yeah.
Or is it how bad Tottenham were? Because they were very bad. They weren't fighting at all in that game.
Do you know what? That's a really good question, because I was fortunate enough to be there. And I can tell you now, we've had some moments in the Emirates. You know, we've had some 5-2s against Spurs. We beat Barcelona, the Leeds goal. We've had some amazing moments at the Emirates. So the Man United last minute goal. I don't think I've seen the Emirates quite like that before. It was. I went in there early. Didn't go to a pub beforehand, went straight into the ground. So I was in there over an hour beforehand. The concourse was buzzing. It was just buzzing. And then you went into the ground, everywhere was singing. Upper tiers were singing. This was before the game even started. It was fantastic. And then our performance in the first half was amazing. The atmosphere was stunning. And yes, at the time I thought, wow, we were brilliant. The first half especially, the way we were just controlling the game. When we were under the cosh, we were just passing the ball out from defence. We weren't ever booting it out. We looked fantastic, and those goals were fantastic. The way we orchestrated them, pass it through. They were great.
Not denying, I'm sitting there in hospital and I'm thinking, have they given something me that I have not taken before? Like, what am I watching here? Like,
and then the second half, I thought, you know what? I just want a boring second half where we can just hold on to this, be professional. We don't need to go for it now. Wish they did. And then obviously they scored 3-1.
The only criticism I'd say with Arteta is that we should have made the substitutions early, because I think if we did, we probably scored 4 or 5, and they would never.
I think you're right, but I mean, it's only Arsenal can make you be nervous at 3-1 up with 10 minutes to go. But anyway, but then you watch the so-called experts after the game look, and they show you all these different clips, and you think, oh my God, Spurs were terrible. Spurs were terrible, and then you think, were we really that good, or was
this is the
thing, really bad?
I think if teams let us play like that, like they did, Spurs did, then great, we can express ourselves. I think though the problem is most of the teams in the league don't they fight, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
Is that
So my heart is saying we were brilliant, we were fantastic, but my head is saying I think there's a mixture of the two. I think we were really good. We were up for it. My God, they worked it.
Yeah,
they really worked.
Luca, what do you say? I mean, what do you say about it? I mean, I want to move quickly on to the Wenger comments, because that's the next part of it. But just quickly, what did you make of it? Just quickly.
The Wenger comments. To be honest, right?
No, the Arsenal Spurs game.
Oh, the Arsenal Spurs game. Well, in my opinion, going back to the Tottenham game a couple of weeks ago, I think it was a very decent performance. And yeah, it was great to beat Tottenham, as I just established and just said earlier. I just feel like, yeah, it's good to win, but that Brighton game, right? To be honest, my only problem from that Brighton game was the substitutions. I think Mikel Arteta, yes, he gave Nicolas Pepe 30 minutes. That's great. You don't normally hear from that. And we all...
Sorry, Luca, that's great. I just want to know, was it Tottenham that bad, or was it Arsenal that good in that Spurs game?
I just feel Arsenal were that good against Spurs. I think the fans got behind the 12th men. I think going back to the Spurs game a couple of weeks ago, I think we were that good. We turned up, and North London derbies, right? They can actually go out of the window. Yeah, you've got to remember that. And technically, I just feel we were good that day a couple of weeks ago, and Tottenham were absolutely poor. They were going through crisis. People were calling out Nuno out, the right man for the job, and all that. And in that game, I said in that game we would get a draw. I didn't think we weren't even actually going to turn up a decent performance. Stephen? You there, mate?
I can hear you.
My one is frozen.
Yeah, mine's frozen. Steve's frozen.
Right, Stephen, since you're frozen at the moment,
you carry on.
Keep going. That's fine. Technically, King Tony says worst Spurs team for years. Yeah, absolutely agree. We can't win a trophy since 2008. Tottenham, Static says Tottenham was so bad that Arsenal missed a big opportunity to win. Right. Oh, he's back now.
Right.
But why do they say the Spurs team was the worst one? What difference is the squad now to last year or year before? Sorry, am I missing something?
He's frozen again. No, to be honest, right, you do make a very good point, Rob. And I think you look at Tottenham, right, compared to Arsenal and Tottenham. Yeah, we all have to. Yes, when it comes down to trophies, Tottenham haven't won anything for 13 years. But you look at Tottenham's squad. You look at Son. You look at Kane. They're in their prime, to be honest. And you look at our players, right? Yes, we've got Saka. Yeah, we've got Martinelli. All these youngsters and that. But you look at Aubameyang. He's not on form.
No.
Kane's not on form. But Kane is better than Aubameyang. Lacazette is just looks completely washed up, but he still gives us something. He still gives up that hold-up play.
Yeah, absolutely.
I look at him and I just feel what he's just said about Tottenham. I don't think Spurs' team isn't that great as it was before when they had Christian Eriksen. When Dele Alli was being the old Dele Alli we knew.
Dele Alli, what's happened to him?
What's happened to you there, man?
What a player he was about 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh, there's two Stevens in the stream. I didn't know you had a twin. All this time,
not two of you. It's just a positive twin.
Right, let's carry on reading the comments. Smash the like button.
No, Luca, leave it out, please.
All right, you got it.
Right, I've got, yeah. Right, back now.
So with Spurs, is it simply management?
Yeah, I think it might be. I think it's. Yeah, I don't think
was that good.
They've gone. Yeah, I think it was. I think that they've gone down so much, and I don't think they've had quite the investment is as well. But anyway, I've got to move on quickly because I got about 20 minutes on it, so I want to get onto it, and I've been trying to get onto it for ages. Wenger obviously came out I think it was before the Spurs game or something, and it came out with an interview about his time as an Arsenal manager, and one of the main comments that came out of that was that he felt Wenger felt that he was unfairly criticised towards the end of his reign as an Arsenal manager. I'll start with you, Ross. What do you make of those comments? I mean, for me, it just creates more division for me as in the club, because there was a chance there to sort of unite the sort of squad, the team, the fans in a sense. And for me, it just creates more division and more debate about like should he have gone or not. And yeah, what do you make of it?
Well, he's. I've just finished his book, which wasn't as good as I thought it would have been. I don't know if you've read it. I was quite disappointed.
Do you know what? To be honest, the Chig, I won a competition on Chig's channel, which is the book, and I didn't get it. To be honest, but it's all right. It's not.
It was an enjoyable book, but I thought it'd be more sort of tell all. You know,
I think if I did read it, I'd probably smack my head against a wall.
Right. So he's obviously smarting about what happened. Joe, for me, as you can imagine, I love the bloke. I absolutely love him to death for what he's done for the club. Ideally, it would have been fantastic if he had gone after we beat Chelsea in the FA Cup final. That would have been a fantastic way to go out, because do you know what? That was such a great day as an Arsenal fan. It was one of the highlights, actually, of being an Arsenal fan for me. It was fantastic. We all spent the hours before the game thinking, because no one gave us a hope or a prayer to win that game. I'm talking about not last year, the one that Arteta was in charge of anyway. So you know the one I mean. And we went to the game. I was lucky enough to have gone to the game, and we beat Chelsea. It was fantastic. And then the celebrations afterwards, I didn't go to bed till God knows what time in the morning. It was a great day for an Arsenal fan, and it would have been brilliant for him to call it a day then. Unfortunately,
for me, he should have gone after 2014 for me, or 2015 at least, in my opinion. Well, Klopp and Guardiola were probably available at the time.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I can't argue against that. The fact that he didn't, and he won us an FA Cup again, that would have been great. But he didn't, and I think he just went a bit too long.
If I actually want to put, I'll just quickly show this. Is that it says about being unfairly criticised?
Yeah, there you go.
Obviously, if this is just a quick table that Sky have done of their league positions since 96-97, and obviously we've gone from like 96-97 in third straight up to first in 2 seasons, and it's constant, like second, first, second, first.
It's a miracle work.
Yeah, and look, you see all that time, third, fourth. Yes, it was great. But for me, I was like, no, I'm sorry. When it got to about 11, 12, and he sold Van Persie, for example, I saw there was no ambition left for me. And I was just like, we need someone new, because we shouldn't be accepting top 4. And when he says top 4 is a trophy, that was like, no, the Premier League's the trophy, not top 4.
When did he say that, though? Was it, what period was that?
I think that was around about this period here, 11, 12, 12 to, I think it was around about then. But you can see, people want to say that Arsene Wenger, like he was an actually miracle worker and he kept us in the top 4. Look at the last 2 seasons here, look. The last 2 seasons, 16-17, we went from 2nd to 5th, and then we went down to 6th, nowhere near the top 4. At least we were challenging the year before, but that season 17-18, we were written off the top 4 from the start.
Because if you look at some of those teams that he kept in the top 4, it's quite incredible, really. People have shown like the team sheets, and you think, wow. But his magic run out, unfortunately.
Yeah, so Alex left at the right time whilst Wenger stayed several years too long. Yeah, I think Wenger was just a bit more stubborn, thinking he could change it.
He wanted to stay even longer, didn't he?
I think he did, but I think once Aubameyang came in, that was a board decision, I think, and then the board was sort of like, yeah, well, I'm sorry, mate, the fans don't like it anymore, and it's either you go or we sack you. So it's either way. I think he was sacked, but it was more like you either do it in a nice way or the nasty way. And he took the nice way out. And for me, he should have gone. If anything, if he didn't win the FA Cups, and people saying he should have stayed, he won an FA Cup. Okay, fine. Once he lost that title to Leicester, no, that should have been the final straw because we should have won that by a cruise. Saying that we had Sanogo as a backup striker, and not instead of getting one, no buying outfield player in the summer, pretty much written our season.
Whenever I think of that season, I think of that last-minute winner against Leicester.
Yeah, and I'm sitting there thinking we're going to win it, and then
Yeah.
He goes to Man United
The
against
elation.
a bunch of youth, and we get we bottle it.
Because that's one of the moments of the Emirates Stadium as well. The elation after that goal, because we really believed, wow, we could do this. And then after that, it just went downhill.
Yeah, absolutely.
We lost the next 2 games or something.
I think, though, to be honest, the stuff that he came out with, it didn't help. Not at the right time. It comes out with this, like, it sort of makes it sound like, oh, yeah, it shows you my job was impossible. Like, and I'm like, you're not helping us. We're in a bad situation. We're bottom of the league with no points, 9 goals conceded, right? Never been in a bottom league before. And you're coming out saying, well, yeah, I felt I was unfairly criticised when as a manager. Like, look at what I managed to do. And I'm like, that's really helping us. Right? Why don't you come out and saying, look, maybe, look, even if some of the fans don't believe it, even come out and back the manager. Right? We might not believe it and say we don't back the manager, but come out and back the manager and say, look, like, they've got the players in, just, like, wait till the next game, like, get behind them and try and unite the fan base like that. Not come out with, oh, yeah, that, like, oh, I got you to a Champions League final, and the only reason we did it is because we lost by 1 goal. Well, that's 1 goal. We still lost. Right? That's not an achievement.
But one of the goals was offside.
Well, yeah, but even then, it's still a loss.
But I don't like to think about that game. It hurts.
Yeah, mate, I was not happy. I was only 11 years old. And
I was at the game, and I just spent the whole of the second half looking to my left because there's a big scoreboard at the time. Just every time looking up, counting down the minutes. Oh, shocking.
Yeah, that year Leicester won the title, was Arsenal's best chance to win the league.
Yeah.
Or the other big clubs had poor seasons, and Tottenham were not even considered title contenders until late on that season. Yeah.
Well, that's the other thing. I genuinely thought Spurs were going to win the league. That's
the thing. Yes, that's the thing. And I think
it was horrible.
Yeah, and luckily, and what's worse though is that I think what made it worse is that I think finishing above Spurs, I think made it worse because it papered over the cracks saying, oh, look, we finished runners up. And I'm like,
yeah,
but we were out of the title race.
I mean, how we come second, I do not know.
Yeah, there's only because they bottled it. We beat our team that got relegated. They didn't, right? So it makes no sense. But
Spurs were 1-0 up at home to West Brom, I think it was.
Yeah.
And that was it. They were going to win the league against a lowly West Brom at home, 1-0 up. I even turned over. I couldn't watch it. And then I found out that they equalised 1-1.
Yeah.
You couldn't make it up.
Oh, it's Spurs, isn't it? It's Spurs all over. But I will say this. I mean, we're doing like an historical Gunners show, and we've done the first part of Wenger's era. We're doing the beginning part at some point this week, I think on a Thursday, like the very, very beginning of Arsenal Football Club. But we will do like the demise of Arsene Wenger towards at some point. Because it'd be good to have a detailed sort of conversation on it. Because I think some fans were still probably thinking that he shouldn't have gone. I don't think there were a lot of them in the end, but I think a lot of them is probably sitting there now saying he shouldn't have gone. So now it's probably looking at what we've done since then. But I think a lot of the problems we have now is because of the fact he was staying too long. Some of the problems we have in the squad is because like he was staying too long, making decisions that didn't make sense. I think like the last season we'd conceded 8 goals in the first 3 games, and he was getting rid of defenders. He wasn't buying defenders; he was getting rid of them. Right? He bought Lacazette, which we thought was great. It's just the striker we needed, and then we didn't buy anyone. We hardly bought anyone apart from Kolasinac, who was on a free. Which is just a lot of things that I think in detail we might need to go into.
Did he cost that much?
He cost us a lot more than he actually it cost us to get him. But trust Liver Process. No, Luke, go say that to the Spurs fans. Look, it's Spurs. It's only 7 games in. Trust the process. Nuno in, right? Trust the process. It's only 7 games. It's like we've kept. It's like all the Arteta fans say. You've got to give him time. You've got to give him time.
Can I just reply to King Tony?
Yeah.
Wenger would have got so much more money if he walked away. So that's nonsense.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Barcelona's equaliser, it was definitely offside, but they made it 1-1. Spurs win the league, never a chance at any time. Spurs can win the league. They came third in a 2-horse race. Absolutely, mate. I actually believe in my lifetime Spurs won't win a trophy. No, they won't. Well, they won't win the league. They might win the Carabao Cup or something, but that's about as far as it goes. Right.
The battle at the Chelsea game. My word, what a game that was.
Oh, my God.
What
honestly.
a game that was. They were 2-0 up. 2-0 up.
Against the Chelsea that finished 10th.
Oh, that was
Don't forget, Wenger had spares at Arsenal whilst manager. I think that's a good point as well. Ain't the process a tin of processed peas? Steven, before Barcelona. Yeah, they did. We're gonna have to wrap it up there because I think I've got to prepare for a watch along. I think it's on YouTube tonight. It's Arsenal women.
Oh, Arsenal women. Okay.
Arsenal women's game against Barcelona in the Champions League.
Oh, wow.
We're in the Champions League somewhere. It's just the women's game. Right, so there we are. Let's see. So, but we're winning the WSL. I'm saying it now. We're winning the WSL. That's the end of it. Right. That if we can smash Man City 5-0, right? It's funny they smashed us 5-0 on the men's side, but on the women's side, we return the favour. But
Barcelona women suffering like the men.
I don't know. I'd have to wait and see and find out. But it's going to be a fun game to watch anyway. I do think we'll top the group. It's a group stage game. Static Arsenal made a derogatory bid for swap. Yeah, I know. Yeah, let's not go into that. Anyway, we're going to leave it there. Make sure to smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. Thanks to Rob, Luca, Static, and Josh for all coming on.
Cheers for that, man. Thanks for having me on. Yeah.
No worries. And yeah, Rob, where can I find you, mate?
Twitter, Gooner145. Follow
Wicked.
me. Follow back.
He's not that delusional. Well, maybe. Yeah, okay. No, you wouldn't believe what I said. That I think because I was watching, I think League Gooners stream on us the Spurs game afterwards, and I went on it. I was in hospital at the time, right? And he was worrying about like how I was in hospital and asking how I was. He said, "Yeah, maybe you need to ask." And I just want to ask this: can any Arteta fans swap with me? Because I think they need more help than I do. He just sort of like looked back. He's just like, "Oh my God, did you just say that?" Yep. How to turn a hospital situation into a bit of banter. But there you go. Luca, where can they find you?
Yeah, first things first, thanks for having me on as always. Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter, Martinelli AFC1, and also follow me on YouTube. This is Lucas Life. If you go back and watch my previous videos I uploaded a stream on Friday twice and also yesterday and today. Please make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Anyone's more than welcome to come on, whether you're not an Arsenal fan or not, and share your opinions about your football club and talk about what your football club needs to improve and all that stuff. And yeah, we're on the road to 1,200 subscribers. Currently, we're about, let me have a look how many subscribers I'm on now. I'm 19 away from 1,200. So if we can get that by the end of November, that'd be much appreciated if we can. But thanks for having me on, and subscribe to This is Lucas Life.
Yep, go do that. And I think we are 4 away. We're 4 away from 1.1. Come on. I know you know there's 4 people around there. Go and do it. It's for charity. Remember? charity, Children's Liver Disease Foundation. Go sign up to the membership as well. Great perks there as well. And donating a little sum every month to Children's Liver Disease Foundation as well. We've got to do another audit at some point as well. So when I get the payment come through, we'll do another audit on that. So make sure you do that. Until then, everyone stay safe, stay well, and we will see you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.